What's up, everybody? This is Curt, your host for Supertransfer podcast. I'm excited this episode. I got a buddy who taught me everything I know about real estate, and I don't know much, but I do know probably more than the average person. But she's a guru, one of the best in the state of Illinois. She's a broker, has her own business, a mom, sports mom, boy mom, girl mom. She's an all around, one of those all around do it all black women you hear about on TV without no cape and no boots. So everybody show some love to my guest, Kason Wallace, Realtor. How you doing, Kason?
I am wonderful. I do have the cape and the boots, actually.
You do have a cape and some boots. Just when we thought they were out, they're not.
I got the boots and I got the cape.
See, there it is, and she does it all. So this week, I wanted to talk about a few things with you, but I'm not going to deprive the people because I know if once I put out the Kason is on here, all of your fans are going to want you to talk about real estate a little bit. And I'm not going to focus on real estate this episode because I want to get to some court things. But could you give us some tips in this current marketplace? This current marketplace, this is crazy. So I'm going to set the table for her so she don't have to go too deep. There are no foreclosures happening probably until next year. Interest rates are going to stay down probably until 2022. This is a seller's market. A seller's market. So what tips do you have for the seller or the buyer in this market? Go.
I'm going to be 100% honest. 100% honest. So if you own a house, sell it. First, figure out where you're going to go. Don't just say, can you put my house on the market and not have anywhere to go? You need to sell your house. Like he mentioned, foreclosures are on hold right now because of Rona. We don't know when we're going to see more popping up. They could extend, all these holds. Probably, it could go into 2023. Who knows? Interest rates could stay low as long as we have Joe Biden in office. They may go up when we get a new president. We don't know. But what I do know is that right now you can pretty much name the price that you want for your house and get it. So if you own a house, I would make some arrangements and I would sell it. Buyers, it's not a buyer's market. Period. It is not a buyer's market. If you got a ton of equity in your house and you know you're going to overpay a little bit, either you're going to lose a little bit of value when foreclosures release, possibly depending on where your house is located, and you can still go into a new house and make a little bit of money now on the sale, or you end up staying and losing all your equity. But for buyers right now, unless you own a house, I probably wouldn't buy. This will not be it. Unless I find a good deal and I know it's a good deal, I wouldn't be buying anything. Period. It's difficult. It's cheaper to build right now than it is to buy. So if I were going to do anything, I'd probably build me a house, which is the situation I'm in. But me, I'm simple. I'll go live in my car if I have to. I'll go shack up with a family member and stay in a basement because I need that money without that house.
So there you go. That was probably worth about those few sentences probably would cost you in the seminar how much?
$40,000, I'm sure.
So y'all just got to hear on Supertransfer podcast, and she's not lying. So if you are an owner and you have any guts, sell your house. I'm working up the guts now, but if you got any guts, sell your house. You're gonna get paid. If you're a buyer, you may be able to be successful depending on the area and if you're able to get it with some equity in it. You may be able to survive. Other than that, press pause, put the anchor out, and wait till the foreclosures come. Because it's going to be a lot of them, man.
It's going to be a ton. The list, you can actually go look up the foreclosures. Auction.com is a great site. It'll at least show you what is coming up on all the judicial sales in Cook County. So you can actually go to the judicial sale website, jjsomething.com. I got a bookmark on my computer, but you can actually go to the judicial sale website and look, and you can see all the sales that have been canceled that are on hold. Or go to auction.com. It'll let you know what's coming up next at the judicial sale. But you'll see that a lot of them are canceled. They're on hold. Oh, postponed, canceled, on hold. Nothing we can do about it right now. So
there you have it. I can't. It's no more game she can give you. So you
No.
gonna move. And I'm gonna tell y'all now. I'm gonna put up her information. It'll be somewhere on the screen, edited. But don't call her unless you got yourself all the way together. And what I mean by all the way together, you need. She gonna be mad at me. You're gonna probably need your credit score to be over north of 700, or at least north of 680, with about $10,000 cash.
Yeah.
And no new loans, no new car purchases, no weird stuff. I'm going to say that to y'all. I'm going to help y'all so she ain't got to say it, so she could be nice. But if you call her and your stuff not together, you're going to see the non-smiling facade. You that person you don't want to see.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
That's true.
So, now moving on. To be successful, and you are extremely successful in your industry, what sacrifices did you have to make over the years to get to where you are now? Because I don't want people to think that, all you got to do is take a real estate exam. She doing it. It's cool. Like, I can do it too. My homies sell real estate. They getting money. I'm going to do it. It's not that easy. So could you tell me, what sacrifices did you make personally to be efficient at your craft?
Well, let's just start with, we're going to talk about sacrifices from today that I'm making right now, because the sacrifices never end.
Oh my God.
They are ongoing as long as you're trying to go somewhere, do something, or achieve a goal. So let's talk about sacrifices I'm making right now today, and then we'll work backwards. So for instance, right now, today, in 2021, I drive a 2013 Honda CRV. I made the decision when my lease was up on my last Benz to turn the Benz in. I was going to go get another Benz, and then I said, nope, I'm going to sacrifice and stack some extra money. Me being able to do that over the last year and a half allowed me to just pay cash for my last purchase.
Wow.
Not because I want to pay cash for it, but because I had to. It's a seller's market that we're in, right?
Yeah.
So I was buying a townhouse, and the seller, my lender, needed an extension. The seller was like, no, I know for a fact I could probably put this property back on the market and get more for it right now. Because 30 days went by and the market shifted just that quick in 30 days. And my lender needs an extension. The seller said, no, I'm not granting an extension. I told the realtor I'm paying cash. $165,000 townhouse. Had I not been disciplined and said, over the last 2 years, when this lease was up, and I would have went and got another car, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
So these are the sacrifices that I have to make, in order to keep going where I'm trying to go. Now, backtrack to the beginning. Sacrifices. My very first property was not what I wanted. We all want the Taj Mahal, but you got to have something to get you in the game. I bought a condo. Didn't want to buy a condo. 21 years old, I bought a condo for $42,000. Took my time, fixed it up, lived in it, and I sold it for $82,000. That little bit of money, because I sacrificed and bought something I didn't want, pretty much put me in the position that I'm in today. I was able to turn that money over, and I kept turning it over, flipping it, property after property, being able to start my real estate business, being able to own my commercial space that my office is in free and clear. If it weren't for that very first property and that sacrifice that I made, I wouldn't be here. Saving my money, having discipline when it comes to saving money.
There it is, discipline. That was the word. We was going there next.
I'm talking about, no, I'm not eating out. I'm not about to hang out with my friends. I'm not about to go on vacation with y'all when y'all go.
The people,
I gotta sit back and say, you know what, my time is coming, but it's not right now.
But what about if Beyonce?
Oh, that's different.
That's different.
Don't bring me into this.
That's your one pleasure.
I have one guilty pleasure.
That's your one pleasure. Okay.
Those $1,000 tickets mean nothing. $2,000, it means nothing. I done went to 3 different cities, in the same week and spent $1,000 on a ticket.
Okay, she for real. She a founding member of the Beehive, so she gonna do that.
The president.
Right, she's gonna do that. That's gonna happen, but
that's non-negotiable.
Discipline, and you've been preaching it for a long time, and it's easy to say, hey, look, you have discipline, but not a lot of people have discipline, right?
Nope.
And you see that in your field. And one of the things that I know me and you used to go back and forth about a lot is who you see come to purchase, who's qualified to buy, and who's tagging along that drives you nuts. And I used to, and I'm so defensive. And black men, I wasn't going to talk about this today because it's still a little sore spot for me. But we got to do better because she got the data. So tell us about what you see, who's coming to buy and who's not prepared. And is that still a thing?
It's still a thing.
Oh.
90% of my buyers are black women. That's because I'm a black realtor. Yes, I don't get business from others the way I will my own, only because of what we have to endure in this business. However, 90% of my buyers are black women. Who comes along? The boyfriend, whose name is not on the pre-approval letter. That always got something to say. And then you throw in the moms and the parents who ain't paying the bills that always got something to say about what happened in 1969 when they bought their house.
Wow.
It's always the person who's not paying the mortgage.
Or a person not qualified to buy.
Or a person not qualified to buy that got something to say.
So what
and will talk you out of a good deal. I could lay you that good deal on a platter, a silver platter, and be like, here you go. Here's your good deal. And it's always going to be somebody to talk you out of it.
So my cringe point for me was always when she said that boyfriend, that man, because she being nice. Because normally what she would say, tell me is they're not ready to buy, but they got so much to say to her about the purchase. And I would get defensive because I felt like black men buy property. And we know from, if you keep up with my podcast, I had a gentleman on here who does real estate and he's a black man. So we know that black men buy real estate. However, for all the years she's been doing real estate, she's been standing on this soapbox every year. How many years you been doing it?
17, almost.
So she's been on this soapbox that we, black men, are not prepared to buy. And her demographic she services is 90% women. And they are carrying black men along. Now, there's a couple of dynamics in which that may work. If his credit score is not able to get a loan, but maybe he ran into some money, inherited some, and he's going to gift to help her buy, that's a joint effort for a husband and wife. I know Kason doesn't consider that, to be bad. But what is bad is if your girl going to work every day and you going to work and you letting your life just no credit, nothing, just be trash. And she has to carry you all into y'all first home and she's doing all of the heavy lifting. It just looks bad on us men. And I have to say, we got to be accountable. And truth moment for me, when I got divorced and Kason was just telling me stuff like that, I got mad. I felt the way. And it wasn't so much because I wasn't ready to buy. I just felt like I didn't want to be that guy. So it pushed me to start learning. That's the first thing I did, was try to learn whatever she was teaching because it was interesting. And two, to get my shit together. I had to get my shit together because it wasn't together, and it take time. Rome ain't built overnight. You could be aggressive like the sun and just, eat cookies and don't go nowhere, don't do nothing and save up $1 million in 2 years. You can do that. Or just get there. Just get the credit together, get your cash up. So whenever you meet somebody, I want y'all to go to Kason's business. Men, I want y'all to go to her business and show her, I'm ready. I'm ready. And how you doing, Kason? My credit score is 745 and I have $27,000 in the bank. I want to know if I can buy something.
Let's go.
She gonna work then. She gonna work.
We got it.
You ain't turning down no men with that good work.
Nope. None.
And if you feel uncomfortable working with her, she has a whole team of professionals that, you may feel better about if you feel away, but no, she'll take care of you. But men, I challenge you. Get it together, go see her, because I need that number to change. 90% need to get down we need to get that down about 70 or 60. Like, okay, let's get a more even split, please.
I think men make decisions a lot slower than women do, which is a good thing because men and women, we need each other.
Right.
Men will take a little bit longer making decisions. Women know what they want now. I want it now. But sometimes we need a good man in our life to say, hey, relax, slow down, It's okay if we don't get it right now, but we know what we want. Women know they want kids before men do. They know that they want marriage before a man knows it. They know that they want to buy a house before a man does. And it may not be the right time for that man, but women do try to drag him along.
Man, y'all better. I hope y'all heard
Hit him
that.
over the club head, you know, like
She just dropped the gym.
And y'all try to drag him and force him into stuff. So men need us. They need us to explain certain things. Like they don't have, their brain doesn't work the way that ours do, but you have to let men do things in their own time too.
You know, and so she just dropped the gem. She said, women know before we know what they want. So one of the biggest trip ups, I would say, or failures that men make is we probably either aren't listening or we didn't ask.
That too. Yeah. Or the woman hit you over the head, you know, with a billy club and then drug you into it.
That's
because
the
you weren't quite ready. So you do have to be that woman that's able to be patient.
What's the most effective way, you think? Should we ask you
Education.
like what you want?
Sometimes y'all not gonna ask. So here's the thing, men ain't gonna ask. But I can consistently educate you just like a child, you know. I can teach you without teaching you, without you even knowing I'm teaching you. I can teach you and I can educate you and I can say little things around the house, or I can say, hey, you know, there's just a sale coming up. Let me tell you what happened at the last one. You know, it's little stuff like that I can do to get my guy on board.
Right.
I could print the papers out and leave him sitting around and he'd be looking like, what's this?
They sold their house for $12,000.
Yeah, you know, so it's little things that I can do to try to drag him along, but that's not really dragging, I'm educating.
There you go. There you go, women. There goes some game for y'all. You ain't gotta be stomping or smacking or acting up. You get more flies with honey than you gonna get with vinegar.
There you go.
Leave some breadcrumbs around. Be nice. Say a few nice words. Leave the paperwork out there, and you know things will work. Now, here's something that I had a conversation with a mutual friend. I'll tell you off camera what it is. But this is gonna be a tricky one because I don't know what you're gonna say to this. I got an idea what I don't know. So, an entrepreneurial woman that has goals and has, you know, things that she wants to do, and she's accomplishing those things, right? She's working hard, she's doing. She's with a guy. The guy is supportive. He does all the right things. He went to school to be an electrician. He is an electrician. He loves being an electrician. He has his own little electrician company, but that's his little hustle. He doesn't have, aspirations to franchise his electrician company and take over the world. That's not his aspirations. He's able to take care of his family, do what he needs to do, but he's very happy being that electrician, being efficient and knowing that he's one of the best. Is that a problem for an entrepreneurial woman? I was told, yes, it is, because he has to have the same ambition that the woman has in order for it to work. And I cringed at that because I felt like your aspirations should not, drive him. Your aspirations are yours. Those are your dreams. If he's supporting your dreams, he's backing you, he's doing all of those things. Is that really a problem?
I think that's a big problem. I don't agree with him having to do what you want him to do. That's what it sounds like it is. Personally,
that's what I felt like too.
I feel like relationships are, whatever it is you do, I'm supporting you. I'm gonna be able to help you.
I agree.
All right, whatever it is I got going on, you support me. I'm doing my thing because this is what makes me happy. He's doing his thing, and this is what makes him happy. But just like any other goals you set for yourself, a relationship should have goals. You come together and you create a common goal that we're working towards. It may be something completely different, but this is something that we're going to achieve together. I can help support your business, run my business, and we can work on something else together.
I agree with that. I don't think...
And that's what it should be, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't think your aspirations should make him do something he's uncomfortable with. But y'all should have, I agree, common goal. That means something that y'all work on together. So let's get into the specifics of the conversation I had. The woman in this situation, an entrepreneurial woman, She makes enough, and she wants the house on the hill. She wants like the house you just showed me, a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house. He equity in the crib, cool. He like, nah. What would we do that for? So that's the impasse this group was having. And I know this is a tricky question for you because it's back to real estate, but should the woman push because she's making more and she could probably see a way to get that house on the hill? But if he got the crib and he got this taken care of and this is it, should she be satisfied with that? Like, that's what we...
Well, it sounds like this relationship should have never started. This is a situation where two people are unequally yoked.
That's what she said.
To start with.
You think that?
You unequally yoked, yeah.
Because why? Because she's making more?
No, you're unequally yoked. I mean,
you're saying you're unequally yoked, and I know what that is, but I'm just saying for people listening, when you say a house can't make you unequally yoked.
Well, you want the house on the hill and you want more, but you can't be comfortable with less because this is what he's okay with. I mean, how is that going to work out?
So it has to be a middle ground, right?
It has to be some sort of middle ground. I mean, I'm not saying you should settle, but I'm also not saying that this relationship will work out. Personally, I'm the person who is cool either way. So me and my partner, we all right. You okay with the inexpensive house? We stacking our bread. We got a whole bunch of equity. I'm cool with that.
You right.
You want to go get the big house on the hill with the 4-car garage and the in-ground pool? I'm okay with that too, if we can afford it. But I'm not a person that's gonna be like,
you're not gonna go get it yourself.
I ain't gonna do it myself
because let's say you making $500,000-$600,000 a year, and I'm doing $100,000. No,
I'm not gonna do that.
You're not gonna do that.
Mm-mm.
I get it. Just revisiting. I hear what you're saying. No woman should carry it alone, but it's enjoyable to hear a successful woman say, "I can ride with it all. My husband got his crib, or my partner got the crib that we stay in, pretty much paid off, and we cool and we stacking bread. I'm riding." If he wake up one day and say, "Hey, babe, what you think about the in-grown pool? Let's go grab us a $600,000-$700,000 crib," but there's a difference in income. You willing to sit at the table with him and figure out a way for you all to do it, maybe effectively. Like, I already know you probably would say something like, "How much money do you have saved?"
Yeah.
To put down. He'd be like, "Look, I got about 175. I could work on another 25 to come up with 2. What you thinking?" Now that's a different conversation.
That's a different conversation.
Right, but you willing to have that with him. You're not going to convict him because he wanted to stack bread or he was cool stacking bread, or you're not going to convict him if he wanted to get something nice.
No.
And I think, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a workable approach. Everything can be talked about. Everything can be talked about. And to a point, there are people that's unequally yoked. There are people that don't match. And, you need to figure those out because those situations won't work. But if you communicate at a high level, you all have common goals, and you're willing to talk through things, I think a man who possibly makes less than his partner can still have a successful relationship. And that's kind of like the root of it. Can a woman that make more money have a successful relationship with a man who makes less?
Yeah.
I firmly believe that that's possible.
You can most definitely have a successful relationship because he can be strong in other areas. He can reel you back from you may have an issue with spending too much or not having the discipline to save, but because he has that discipline, it can make you a better person. So,
man, discipline helps. So one of my last questions to you, being a parent and an entrepreneur, what are some of your proudest moments as a parent that you like? I really enjoy. I take pride in this with my children. And what are some of the cons or some of the things that I wish they were different than not? That's just something that comes with the territory.
I don't think I have any cons anymore. Definitely don't have them anymore. But being able to have my own schedule, do what I want when I want, is definitely a pro. And being able to be present at every game, every softball game, every track meet, every football game, every baseball game, family comes first.
Yeah.
Period. And for me, it's not about how much money you make. You know, you could be forever chasing the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's about living comfortably, living well below my means, so that if I decide I want to take a whole year off and go take my kids out of school for a year and we go travel the world, I could do that if I want to. Being present. Just came back from Indianapolis from a softball game. I got another tournament this weekend. I've got Ohio lined up, Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're going to Melbourne, Florida for a baseball tournament.
They seem to appreciate that.
Absolutely. So I don't work in the summer. Like, I literally set my life up so that in the summertime I'm traveling back and forth with my kids. I don't have to work.
That's strong.
So to me, that's the most important. Now, was it always like that in the beginning? No. You know, I had to really, really, really hustle to get to where I am. But then that hustle, you know, came with discipline. Mm-hmm. It came with the sacrifices, you know, that you have to make. Building the business in the beginning, do you miss out on some things? Yes, I missed out on a lot of games. I missed out on a lot of stuff. However, once the business was built and the business was running itself, I was like, I'm making up for lost time. So I may have lost a year, you know, of softball, baseball, basketball, football. I made it to some of the games, not every single one of them. But now.
And you did it when they were young. You did it when they were young.
Absolutely.
So now that they're older and in different, you know what I'm saying, they're their own people now, you're present to help mold them and be there for them. That's awesome, man. That's. I hope y'all call on to that, man. She made the sacrifices early, built the business. Once the business got running, she went back into making up for lost time. And I commend you for that. We're getting ready to go into rapid fire. Let me pull out my rapid fire questions. So, Kason, I'm going to ask you some either ors, and then I'm going to ask you some words, and you tell me what you think. So we're going to do either or, and then I'll let you know when we're doing the words. So you pick one, rapid fire, speak up so everybody can hear your answer. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Cash or credit?
Cash.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Drink or smoke?
Ooh, drink.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
City life or country living?
Country living.
All right. Here go five words. Give me the first thing come to your mind. Money.
Beyonce.
GOAT.
Michael Jordan.
Freedom.
Debt free.
Black men.
Kings.
Chicago.
Crime. That's terrible. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's funny. All right. Hey, thank you all for watching Supertransfer podcast. I want to thank Kason for coming out. Her busy schedule and giving me some time today. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. And this was awesome. You dropped a lot of gems today for everybody, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to y'all in a minute.
Oh, my goodness. That episode just blessed me mightily. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. We got more episodes coming soon, but always remember, subscribe, like, and share on YouTube, Nutted Music TV. Y'all be blessed.